Donald Trump has been lying about the outcome of the 2020 presidential election since the election took place. And even though he has tried multiple times to overturn these results, he has so far been unsuccessful, and there is literally no reason to believe that his future attempts will also not be unsuccessful. Here's the problem. Even though he can't overturn the results of his election, his lies are having real consequences for voters in America right now. Right now, we have a very contentious runoff election in the state of Georgia that will determine which party controls the United States Senate when the new Congress is sworn in. Officials in Georgia are now using Donald Trump's lies, his claims of voter fraud that are actually not real, but they're using those to help suppress the vote in the state. They're trying to get rid of ballot drop boxes. They're trying to get rid of early voting in certain areas, reduce the number of early voting sites in predominantly African American and Latino areas. They're trying to do away with voting by mail, absentee ballots, and the like. So far, over 1 million people have already voted early in that Georgia Senate runoff election, so it's unclear if these suppression tactics based on lies are going to have a real impact on this particular election. But that may be a moot point, because even if it doesn't affect this election, it is going to affect future elections. And Georgia is not the only state in this country controlled by Republicans. They're all listening intently right now to every lie that Donald Trump spreads, and they are using it, according to reports, to help draft their own versions of different voter suppression bills. Limiting early voting, limiting who can vote absentee, limiting the number of polling places, putting more restrictive measures in place, doing whatever they can to prevent the kind of massive turnout that we saw in 2020. Why? Because massive turnout, as Republicans have admitted, hurts Republicans. Rand Paul, by the way, was the most recent Republican who admitted that last week during an interview on Fox Business Channel with Maria Bartiromo. Donald Trump admitted that earlier this year. When you have more people voting, that could be the end of the Republican Party. And that is why, for decades now, Republicans have been engaging in a systemic state-by-state effort to suppress the votes. Voter purges that help kick people off the voting rolls so that they cannot cast a real ballot in the election. Voter ID laws that disproportionately affect voters of color and low-income voters. All of these are designed to prevent people from voting. They're not designed to prevent fraud. Fraud hardly exists. You're more likely to be struck by lightning on your way to go vote than to find a legitimate case of voting fraud here in the United States. But the president has spent the last month and a half really, spreading these lies, spreading this propaganda. And millions of people believe it. And because they believe it, it gives these Republican state leaders the clearance they need to put these new laws in place. It may not have helped Republicans in 2020, but all these lies Trump is telling, they will come back to benefit the Republicans in future elections if we don't call it out and put a stop to it right now.